Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you guys. Today, our group will be presenting a speech analysis about Netflix informative speech. Below the title is the YouTube link for the video. Now, before we start, let us introduce ourselves. As you can see, my name is Muhammad Iman Zikri bin Muhammad Syari, and here are the rest of my group. Kirtana Devi, next to me is Nur Shafira Sofia binti Mahanizan. We also have Tine Saini, Nur Nisa Ridiana, and Caroline Angelica. Now, on to the introduction. Basically, we were given an instruction to analyze a video sample about the informative speech on YouTube. The name of the video was Intro to Public Speaking, Example of a Great Informative Speech, Netflix. We watched a speech about Netflix, and it will evaluate it step by step.
Hi, I'm Nonisa Irina. My metric number is 4242002841D, and I will be explaining slide 5 until 7. Speech objective. The speaker wants to explain how Netflix uses machine learning and how it affects to our daily life. Speech type is an informative speech using simple example and visual to help people to understand. So basically, in his speech, talks about Netflix recommendation system, show how it affects our choice online, make people more aware of technology in our life. So the speaker is credential, a student giving a public speaking assignment. He explained a hard topic in a simple way. A short explanation of this slide. So basically, the audience and context of this speech. Who were in the audience is a classmate, mostly student, probably classmate and not large of group. Where the speech was given in classroom during in-class session. So in the classroom setting, informal and relaxed. Online reach, even though the live audience was small, the speech was posted on YouTube and got hundreds of views.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Shafira Sofia. So today I will be explaining the main points from these slides, which review a speech about Netflix personalized recommendations. So for the introduction, capture the audience attention through the use of humor. Present his subject, which revolves around the idea of personalized recommendation. Okay, so that's mean the introduction grab the audience attention with humor and introduce the topic of personalized recommendations. Okay, next is body. Describes the manner in which Netflix utilize user data to suggest content and employs common examples such as binge watching to enhance relatability. In the body, the speaker explains how Netflix uses user data to suggest content using examples like binge watching to make the topic relatable. And for the conclusion highlighted how algorithms influence our experience on streaming platforms. Next is some areas for improvement. The presenter could have included more technical examples or data to make arguments stronger. Also, the content was simplified a bit too much, so adding more depth could help it better. Okay, so finally, before the speech, the introduction style was straightforward and informal, which made the talk approachable. And the next one is relatability of the topic. Choosing Netflix as a topic helped the audience connect since it's familiar to most people. The app is familiar to the most people. And the third one is audience engagement. The subject Netflix and machine learning was unique and kept the audience engaged. And last but not least, confidence and body language. The speakers seemed confident, though there were small signs of nervousness. In summary, the speech was well structured and engaging, using humor and relatable examples to explain how Netflix personalized recommendations. However, it could be improved by including more technical details and data. The speaker's approach and topic choice helped connect with the audience, even though there was a bit of nervousness. That's all for my part. I will pass to the next presenter.
So I'll be presenting delivery, and voice tone now. So the speaker's voice was clear, strong, and carried a natural sense of enthusiasm which helped to immediately capture the audience's attention. Their tone was warm and friendly, making the overall delivery feel more relatable and conversational rather than overly formal or robotic. This kind of tone is important especially in informative speeches because it keeps the audience engaged even during fact-heavy parts. However, there were a few moments when the speaker spoke too quickly, particularly when delivering the key facts or numbers. Though the past few pairs showed energy, they also risked losing the audience's focus. Additionally, the pauses used between main points were helpful, but a few more well-timed pauses, especially after important data or transitions, would have made the content easier to digest. Overall, the speaker's voice and tone were appropriate and engaging, but slowing down slightly and adding stronger pauses could have enhanced clarity and audience retention. So for the next slide, which is delivery body language, the speaker demonstrated confident and effective body language throughout the presentation. They maintained a steady and upright posture which conveyed assurance and professionalism. Their gestures were purposeful and natural, often used to emphasize key points such as Netflix's shift in strategy or comparisons with blockbusters. These hand movements added emphasis without becoming distracting. One of the most effective elements of their body language was eye contact. The speakers maintained eye contact across the audience, consistently making the speech feel more personal and interactive. Although the physical stage movement was minimal, the speaker made good use of the space available, avoiding stiff or robotic positioning. This calm physical presence gave the impression of someone who was in control of their message and confident in what way they were saying. Overall, their body language supported the content well and contributed to building a connection with the audience. So for the next slide, moving on to visual aids, the speaker's visual aids were clean, well designed, and effective in reinforcing the message. The slides avoided excessive text. Instead of using large keywords, relevant images, and simple visuals like graphs and logos. One strong example was the comparison between Netflix and Blockbuster, shown through a clear side-by-side image that visually support the speaker's narrative. The timing of the visual aid was also impressive. They appeared right when the speaker introduced each topic, which kept the audience focused and made them flow easy to flow. Additionally, the visuals were large and clear enough to be seen both in person and online, which is important when delivering to mixed audience. Rather than distracting from the speaker's words, the slides enhanced them by providing extra context and emphasis. This thoughtful use of visuals made each speech more impactful, memorable, and easier to understand for the audience. So that's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Kirtana Devi and I would like to explain about language and rhetoric. The language that the speaker used was simple and conversational. There were no heavy jargon such as bombastic words or confusing terms, used repetition and rule of three. Clear comparisons between Netflix versus blockbusters. And the speaker mentioned clearly how things easy to understand. They use rhetorical techniques like repeating phrases and breaking ideas into threes, which made key points more memorable. The second slide is humor and engagement. The speaker used humor safely, such as blockbuster joke. The speaker used a casual tone, build trust. Language was refocused, not self-centered, and it is highly relatable to a young audience. The speaker explained how humor helped make the speech fun without taking away from the information. The speaker avoided sounding too formal or boring, which made the audience feel comfortable. Last but not least, I would like to talk about impact of speech. What are the impacts? Firstly, inform audience successfully. Then, the speaker made complex topics simple and engaging. The speaker also set a great example for student public speakers out there. And last but not least, left the audience with a memorable message. It emphasized that the speech achieved its goal and show how good structure, visuals and tone can make a topic interesting and easy to understand to the audience out there. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Caroline and today I'm going to explain about some weaknesses. Let's take a look at some of the weaknesses we identified in the presentation. Firstly, the pacing was too fast, especially during the detailed point. This made it hard for the audience to fully absorb the information. Secondly, there was no audience interaction, which made the presentation feel a bit one-sided. Another issue was that it lacked personal stories or emotional appeal, so it was harder to connect with the speaker. Finally, while the ending was clear, it wasn't very powerful. It could have left a stronger impression. Now, we will look at suggestions for improvement. Now, based on those weaknesses, here are some suggestions for improvement. First, slow down, especially during transitions and when presenting data. It helps the audience to keep up and follow the flow. Next, include some audience interaction like asking questions or encouraging reactions to keep them engaged. Also, try to add a short personal story or anecdote. This can help build an emotional connection with the audience. And lastly, strengthen the conclusion by adding a call to action or something memorable to end with an impact. Let's come to the final thoughts. To end this review, here are some final thoughts. The presentation had a clear structure, strong visuals, and the speaker showed confidence. It was very easy to understand, relatable, and very relevant to the audience. Overall, it serves as a great learning tool for public speaking students. By combining innovation with simplicity, the speech became both informative and effective. And lastly, I would like to say thank you to everyone for listening our whole presentation, and I hope our presentation makes you very understandable about the topic we discussed. So thank you so much everyone.